Hello, welcome once again to Lehto's Law. I'm Steve Lehto. Tim sent me a funny story. It's published in Canada, the story was, but it happened over in England. So this is a funny story. Headline: I wasn't even driving. Man hops into back seat after chase with police. And by the way, it's a valuable lesson here for us to learn. A British man who was arrested for dangerous driving tried to avoid arrest by hopping into the backseat of his car and pretending he was not the driver, except for the fact that the police caught the entire jump into the backseat thing on video. West Midlands Police posted the video on social media Saturday that showed a dramatic car chase from start to finish. It all began when police got an alert about a Mini Cooper being stolen during a burglary. This is all from a news release that they published. A Mini Cooper was then spotted that matched the description of the stolen vehicle. Police began to follow it. The driver of the Mini Cooper accelerated away from them, zooming towards the highway. Not sure how fast a Mini Cooper can zoom, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here because they say police say the vehicle hit around 220 kilometers per hour as it weaved in and out of traffic. But it wasn't until the driver tried to head the wrong way up an entrance ramp that police were able to stop him, choosing to ram their cruiser into the vehicle to bring it to a halt. That's when a second police vehicle approaching the collision from the entrance ramp captured video showing the driver hopping into the back seat. Police pulled the man out of the back seat of the car and handcuffed him, and he protested, quote, "I wasn't even driving." And he can be heard saying that on the video. "Yes, you was, mate. It's all on camera as well, pal, so let's not be daft," a police officer said to him in words only a British police officer would use. "Yes, you was, mate. It's all on camera as well, pal, so let's not be daft." Daft. That's a word we should introduce into American English and use it a little more often. So let's today, just today, try to use the word daft at least once in conversation. We'll all be better for it. David Brennan was charged with dangerous driving and driving while disqualified. I assume that means he has no license. He was sentenced to 18 months in jail after admitting to the charges. He was given an additional 3-year driving ban. A lot of good it did him last time. The police news release quoted one of the officers who pursued the vehicle as saying the situation was appalling. The man's driving had put other drivers at risk. Brennan thought he could pull the wool over our eyes with a quick jump over the seats and into the back of the car, but we'd seen it happen. It was all caught on video. So that of course, ends that argument. I've heard of people doing things like this. You know, they get pulled over by the police and they slide over to the passenger seat. Oh, hey, where'd he go? But it reminds me of wise words, wisdom that we were taught by Orville Richard Burrell. You know who I'm talking about. Orville Richard Burrell. You do know who I'm talking about. He's also known as Shaggy. Who is a performer who had a big hit song a few years back where his friend comes to him and asks for advice and says, "Hey, look, my girlfriend caught me cheating." And Shaggy responds in song and says, "Just deny it. Say it wasn't me." And the man says, "But she saw me on the counter." "Wasn't me." "On the sofa." "Wasn't me." "In the shower." "Wasn't me." "She even caught me on camera. What do you tell her?" "Wasn't me." So, the man who got pulled over by the police in England and then jumped in the back seat and said, "I wasn't even driving," probably should have been more concise and just said, "Wasn't me." But just seems appropriate. But again, if you're going to pull that, it's not going to work anyways. I mean, the police are going to be able to say, "We walked up the car, saw no one get out, and there's one person in the car, and it's him." And for him to say, "Well, I was in the back seat the entire time." Well, you got to hope that no one saw the car. Because if anyone saw it, they're going to go, "Yeah, I saw that guy go zooming by. There's one person in the car." So a lot of people, and this is something that comes up a lot in the comments to my videos, a lot of people say, "Well, if I testify to X, Y, or Z, doesn't it mean I could win that?" And I say, "Yeah, you could, but the jury or the court's going to be told, it's going to go on the theory that Number one, they don't have to believe everything you say. And number two, other people can testify, and it's not just, let's suppose it was dark out. The car had dark windows. You couldn't see into it. It's dark out, darkened windows, pitch black at night. And you're zooming down a country road, and there's nobody around, no witnesses, no nothing, except there's a police car running your tail the entire time. The entire time. And you finally do pull over for some odd reason. Police walk up, knock on the window, and you roll down the window in the back seat on the other side, and you wave, you go, excuse me, I'm over here. The cop walks around and goes, yeah, well, driver's license, registration. You go, I wasn't driving, I've been in the back seat the whole time. And they look inside, there's nobody in there. It's just you. It's just you. Now you could say, Steve, if I testified that it was just me, I was the passenger in the back seat the entire time, how can they win that case? And that's the kind of question I get all the time. Because the police can testify that the car was being driven by somebody, obviously. It pulled over to the side of the road, obviously. Nobody got out because they could see the car the entire time, and they walked up to it, and there's one person inside who's in the back seat, obviously. Who was driving the car? Person in the back seat. So people like to make arguments like this either because they're just overthinking something, or actually they're underthinking it. Or if you're in that situation and you're that guy, and you do wonder if alcohol is involved. I don't know why. No mention of alcohol in the story, but I somehow think alcohol was involved. But let's assume no alcohol. He's in the front seat of the car. He's about to get in trouble for fleeing and eluding and probably stealing a car. And these are probably bad things in England as they are over here. So he probably thought, well, if I jump in the back seat, maybe I can claim out. What else you got? You at this point you got nothing else. So desperation. But again, it wasn't me. Or I wasn't even driving. So again, the story is from CTV News, I guess from Canada, but the story actually happened in England. Tim passed it along. Thank you very much, sir. And as always, if you have interesting stories, send them to me. My email's at the end of the videos. It's steve@lehtozlaw.com. But questions or comments can also be put below. Talk to you later.